Yo, what's going on? Chicago Sports Hub. We got UFC Fight Night this weekend. We got predictions for that in NFL Week 6. Let's get straight into the UFC, man. Let's talk about Chris Gutierrez versus Alontan Healy. Chris Gutierrez, he is 19-5 with 2 draws. Alontan Healy, he is 16-8. Let's talk about Chris Gutierrez a little bit. He's 32 years old. He's 4-1 his past 5 fights. His last fight, Chris Gutierrez, that he lost to Pedro Munoz. Now, that's a pretty damn good fighter, and he's a really experienced fighter. So, I think, in my opinion, listen, I know Healy, my bad, that's a crazy name. He's 4-1 in his past 5 fights as well. He's not bad, but I think that the fact that Gutierrez, he lost to Pedro Munoz his last fight, I think he learned from that shit. I think he's gonna bounce back. I think he's gonna get the win. Chris Gutierrez, he is minus 310 money line. I think he wins by points or TKO. If you want to double chance it, you can. But I can see him winning, man. Chris Gutierrez, I got Chris Gutierrez beating Alontan Healy. Let's talk about this next fight. Terrence McKinney versus Brendan Marat. Terrence McKinney is 14-6, 29 years old, 4-1 his past 5 fights. Brendan Marat, he is 8-1, 27 years old. This is going to be his UFC debut for Brendan Marat. Now, Terrence McKinney, he is a finisher. He gets a lot of finishers in the first motherfucking round. He's like that. He lost to Drew Dober past few fights. Drew Dober is a really damn good fighter, experienced fighter in the UFC. But ever since he lost to Drew Dober, Terrence McKinney, he's been 2-0 since. So, listen, I know Brendan Marat, he's 8-1. I looked at his background. He's pretty decent. But this is UFC debut. I see Terrence McKinney just finishing, man. He's a big favorite, minus 530. But I see the fight, just finishing. Terrence McKinney getting the finish, TKO or submission. Go after it, double chance it. That's what I got for that one, man. Let's talk about this next one. Andre Petroski versus Michael Piera. Petroski, he is 10-2, 32 years old, 5-0 in his past 5 fights. I believe he's undefeated in the UFC. Man, yeah. His last fight, I think he fought Gerald. That was a close one. I don't know. He was looking kind of sloppy. But it's all about Michael Piera. Michael Piera, he's 28-11, 30 years old. He is 5-0 in his past 5 fights as well. Now, Andre Petroski, I will say, he gets a lot of finishes. He has 4 TKOs. He has 4 submissions to his record, right? Okay. But Michael Piera, he fought the better competition in my eyes. Yeah, I know that Petroski, he fought Gerald. But Michael Piera, he has a better list. I mean, Chaos Williams, Nico Price, Santiago Pozibimio. And not only that, man, like, looking back to Andre Petroski's fight against Gerald, I didn't like the combinations that he was throwing. He wasn't really throwing that much. Like, more combos or throwing different styles at him. Michael Piera, he's capable of that. He's capable of, creating more combinations or awkward styles to throw you off and throw different shit at you in different ways. So, with that being said, man, I got Michael Piera minus 200 money line, but I do like the fight to go the distance for this fight. I don't see either of these guys getting a finish, so I like that a lot as well. Fight to go the distance, but I do like Michael Piera to beat Andre Petroski. Let's talk about this next fight, man. Jonathan Martinez versus Adrian Yanez. This one's going to be a banger. This might be fight of the night, no cap. But Jonathan Martinez, he's 18-4, 29 years old. He is 5-0 in his past 5 fights. His last fight, he fought Said Nurmagomedov. That's a good win, actually, man, for Jonathan Martinez. Adrian Yanez, he is 16-4, 29 years old. He is 4-1 in his past 5 fights. Adrian Yanez, he lost to Rob Font in his last fight. Rob Font is a good fighter, man. So I can't knock him. Adrian Yanez, he's still young. He probably learned from that shit. But this is a toss-up. This is a pick-em, basically. The odds are even as fuck for both of these fighters. I think I'm going to go with Jonathan Martinez, though, man. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's tough, but I think he gets the win. I think he gets the win, Jonathan Martinez. If you guys want, I will stay away, but yeah, I just like that minus 120 for Jonathan Martinez, man. That's what I got for that fight. Let's talk about the main event, though. Saeed versus Ezra Barboza. Saeed, no. Oh. No. No, I'm sorry. Oof. What the hell am I talking about? Scratch that. Yusif versus Ezra Barboza. Sorry, I was looking at my notes from the last fight. Yusif versus Barboza. Yusif, he is 13-2, 30 years old, 4-1 his past 5 fights. Barboza, he is 23-11, 37 years old, 3-2 his past 5 fights. Yusif, he lost to Arnold Allen. You know, he's 13-2. He's pretty decent. He's a grappler, wrestler. That's what he really goes after. This is gonna be his first 5-round fight. Barboza, he's 3-2 his past 5 fights. His last fight, he knocked out Billy Q. That was a cold knockout. This motherfucker look like he still got it, man, for real. But Barboza's weakness is grappling and wrestling. So the question is, can Ezra Barboza defend the takedowns from Yusif? It's tough, man. Because you know what's crazy? The odds speak for itself, too. Like, Barboza's plus 138. I thought he was going to be, like, plus 200, plus a little more. But this kind of, it ain't that far off. Like, none of these guys are a big favorite or a big underdog. Like, this shit could go either way because Yusuf, he really hasn't fought any big names or any competition in my eyes. I mean, besides Arnold Allen, but he lost, you know? I think I'm going to go with Ezra Barboza, man. He looks good for a 37-year-old. He's still like he got it, man. But the question is, man, can he defend the takedowns? I just hope he can at least defend some of them. I'm going to go with Barboza only because he's experienced. He's been in 5-round fights before. He's capable of knocking motherfuckers out. And this is Yusuf's first 5-round fight. So I'm gonna go with Barboza. But if you want to get a little crazy, go with Barboza's TKO knockout. But don't be surprised if you see Yusuf beating a boring ass fight and going after the takedowns and wrestling. But that's just my opinion on that, guys. I'm gonna run it back for you guys real quick. All right, I got Chris Gutierrez, moneyline or by points TKO. Next fight, I got Terrence McKinney to win by knockout or submission. I got Michael Pereira beating Andre Petroski. Michael Pereira, or the fight to go the distance for that fight, all rounds. This next fight, I got Jonathan Martinez beating Adrian Yanez. And the main event, I got Ezra Barboza, moneyline underdog. That's what we got, man, for UFC. Oh, next week, I don't know if you guys know, man, there's a lot of crazy shit that's been going on. A lot of switches and changes. We're going to see Usman versus Chimaev next week. And we're also going to see Volkanovski versus Islam next week. It sucks. I wish they, both these fights, they had like a full camp so we won't hear no fucking excuses. But it's still dope to see, man. That's what's up. Let's get it next week. Let's talk about NFL, man. NFL Week 6. Just run through it real quick. All right. Ravens versus the Titans. They're at London or Germany, I believe. It's going to be an early game, so keep that in mind. But I do like Derrick Henry to score a touchdown. I know this Ravens defense is solid, is pretty good, but Derrick Henry, he's due for a touchdown. He didn't score last week. And he's just a different guy, man. And I don't know what's up with the Ravens, so let's see what's the word. But if I have to lean towards a team who's winning, I think the Ravens could win. But I do like Derrick Henry to score a touchdown for that game. 49ers versus the Browns. They're at Cleveland. I don't think Deshaun Watson's going to play. He's dealing with a shoulder injury for that game. But regardless, the 49ers defense, they are a problem. So I got 49ers covering the spread minus 8.5. I think they cover. I think it's going to be, what's his fucking name? PJ Walker, backup from the Browns. I think he's starting that game. I think the 49ers defense might fuck his ass up. So yeah, I got 49ers covering the minus 8.5 spread. Let's talk about this next game. Washington versus the Falcons. They're at Atlanta. I got Falcons money line. Desmond Riddler, I don't know what the fuck. He's undefeated at home. It showed me. I thought CJ Stroud last week was gonna beat, the Texans and beat the fucking Falcons at Atlanta, but this motherfucker, man, he's undefeated at home, so I'm gonna keep on rolling with it. Falcons money line beating the Washington Commanders. This next game, Panthers versus the Dolphins. I got Raheem Mostert to score a touchdown. I think Dolphins cover minus 9.5. I think the original spread is a little too much because I don't know. It's a little too much. But so if you want to bring on the spread, Dolphins minus 9.5. But I do like Raheem Mostert to score a touchdown for that game. They're at Miami. This next one, Vikings versus the Bears. They're at Chicago. No Justin Jefferson. Do the Bears have a chance? I don't know. I can't really trust it like that. So I like T.J. Hawkinson to score a touchdown. He is due. He scored 2 touchdowns a few weeks ago, but he's been quiet since. So I got him to score a touchdown against his Bears defense. But guys, like I always say, man, whenever I see that plus 3.5 or plus 3 for a team, I'm gonna roll with it, and it's been looking good. So I got Bears plus 3.5. Not confident, but I do like T.J. Hawkinson to score a touchdown for that game, guys. This next one, Colts versus the Jaguars. They're at Jacksonville. Anthony Richardson, he's out for a good amount of time dealing with the injury and shit. Minshew, yeah, he's all right for a backup, but the Jaguars look like they're clicking right now on offense. Trevor Lawrence, Calvin Ridley, Travis Etienne, Christian Kirk, all them boys, they're looking pretty good, man. So I got Jaguars money line for that game. This next one, Saints versus the Texans. They're at Houston. I know C.J. Stroud, the rookie, man, he's balling. He's playing really good football. But, I don't know. The Saints defense, they give motherfuckers a hard time, man. And I got the Saints. I got Saints money line only because their defense. I think their defense is going to give C.J. Stroud a hard time. He might have a good game, a decent game. But I see the Saints, man. I see the Saints pulling off. Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas. I feel like the Saints, they're going to use their offense a little better than what the fuck has been happening the past few weeks. It was a good win, though, last week for the Saints, beating the Patriots. They put up some fucking points on the ass, smoked them. So, yeah, man, I got Saints money line. The odds are, I don't know, too good to be true for the Saints, man. I think it's a steal, though, beating the Texans. This next game, Seattle versus the Bengals. At Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, like he's playing damn good. It's gonna be tough. I think the Bengals are back in the groove, man. Honestly, so I got Bengals money line. I got Bengals beating Seattle. They're at Cincinnati. Yeah. I think Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, they're back on offense and they're back clicking again. So it's looking like Joe Burrow's good. This next one, Patriots versus the Raiders. They're at Las Vegas. Shit, man. I mean, this is kind of tough. I can't really pick a winner for this one, but Devontae Adams didn't score against the Packers last week, and he was so close to score in the end zone. So I got Devontae Adams to score a touchdown for this game. That's what I really like for this game. But if I had to lean towards a winner, I think the Raiders do win. Patriots, I don't know what the fuck is going on with them. They're struggling right now with Mac Jones. So I got Devontae Adams touchdown or lean towards the Raiders if you want to pick a winner. This next game, Lions versus the Buccaneers. They're at Tampa Bay. It's going to be a pretty good game. The Lions versus Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers' weapons might... I don't know, man. The Lions look pretty damn decent this year, but I think the Buccaneers covered a plus 3.5 against the Lions. I think the Buccaneers' weapons, they might give the Lions a little hard time because we've seen the Seahawks what they did to the Lions. They put up some numbers against that defense. So I'm gonna roll with the Buccaneers plus 3.5. I do like Mike Evans to score a touchdown though. That's what I like for that game. This next game, Cardinals versus the Rams. They're at LA. I don't really like a winner for this game, but I do like Cooper Kupp to score a touchdown. He is back. He's healthy. And he is due for one. He's a stud. So I got Cooper Kupp to score a touchdown for that game. This next one, Eagles versus the Jets. They're at New York. I think the Eagles defense gives, Zach Wilson and the Jets offense a hard time. So I got Eagles covered -6.5 for that game Sunday afternoon. Let's talk about this next game Sunday night, Giants versus the Bills. We all know we gotta fade fucking Daniel Jones when it's primetime game. Take his unders if you want, but just remember the Bills defense is banged up. It's kind of banged up, but let's see how that shit goes. I do like for this game, Josh Allen is to throw 2 touchdowns, and Bills cover -6.5. I feel like the -14 is too damn much for, I don't know, just for a primetime game. I also like James Cook to score a touchdown for this game, guys. So Josh Allen to throw 2 touchdowns, Bills covering -6.5 alternate spread, and James Cook touchdown. Same game parlay if you want. That's what I got for that one. Monday night, Cowboys versus the Chargers. They're at LA. This game's going to be really interesting to see. I can't really decide a winner for this one because I'm not sure if the Cowboys defense is going to show up and Dak Prescott's going to show up, against the Chargers offense, because I don't know, man. This game is kind of weird. But I do let Austin Eckler score a touchdown. He likes scoring touchdowns on primetime games. I'm going to roll with that. And guys, +3.5. What did I say earlier? I'm going to go with that. So Chargers +3.5, man. I can't pick a winner. That's what I'm going to go with, but I really like Austin Eckler to score a touchdown. So that's what we got, man. Like, subscribe, share, all that other shit. Appreciate you guys tuning in always. Let's get it, man. Peace out.